Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm good. I'm on the treadmill. I've already done 24 minutes in my basement watching Sex and the City while I walk. And I'm watching Season 2, Episode 9. It's called Old Dogs, New Dicks. And the theme of this episode is people change all the time. They change politics, they change sports teams, they change their attitude, they change the food they eat or the clothes they wear. And Carrie says, she's trying to get big to change. So the theme is like, if change is so hard, why do we need to change our expectations? She's talking about changing a man, big, obviously. And Samantha basically tells her, you can't change a man. And you need to be careful with alterations, because if you pull a string too hard, the whole man comes tumbling down. And I had a call with a friend a couple of nights ago. She was talking about her significant other, and she was saying that she really struggled with the way that he reacted to her doing social things without him. And she was like, is this it? Is this what I have to put up with? Like, is this him? And I said, yes, this is him. And she said, but can't he change? And it's such an interesting thing, because the certain behaviors can certainly be curbed, right? Like looking at other women or watching porn or things like that. Those things can be curbed. But trauma response and learned dating behaviors can oftentimes not be changed unless that person is so arrived that they are willing to do so much work to unpack why they're jealous or why they start fights or why they're passive aggressive or whatever. Those things cannot be changed. The behaviors that Carrie wanted big to change were things that could be curbed. He just wasn't ready to curb them for so long. He just didn't want to. It wasn't that he couldn't, he just didn't want to. And that's the difference between behaviors that can be curbed and behaviors that need to be changed. And it's such an interesting thing looking back. I mean, obviously, if you watch the series, you know where Carrie and Big end up. But when you are with somebody in business, in friendship, in love, and you have an expectation that they will change, you have to first determine, are you looking at behaviors that can be curbed, right? Just sidecard, so to make your relationship with that person better. Or are you looking at this person to actually do the work to change learned behaviors or trauma response? Because if that's the case, that does not happen overnight. And you have to have so much patience, and you have to make allowances for backsliding and mistakes. So if you are with somebody who cheats as a trauma response, and you want them to change that behavior because they love you, you have to prepare to be cheated on a couple of times, because that is a learned behavior. That is a trauma response. Love does not fix trauma response. It does not, no, it absolutely does not. So, I think it's important that we get honest with ourselves about changing the expectation we have for people to change. It's super fascinating to me. So if you are with someone right now in any capacity, friendship, love, business, and there are behaviors that don't work for you, you have to really discern whether those are behaviors that can be curbed, right? If it's something that somebody can just sidecar for you, or if they have to really do the work to unpack it. And if they do, you've got to allow for backsliding. They will make mistakes. They just will. If you train a dog to attack everybody that comes on your property, and then you move and you no longer want the dog to do that, it's going to take time for the dog to learn that he doesn't have to attack everybody that comes on the property. That is a learned behavior. So I know, like, you cannot take a man who has 40 years of a life lived behind him with learned behaviors and traumas and just expect that because he loves you, he will change. And women do that all the time. But if you love me, you will change. That is coming from a place of ego, and you sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. And I'm here to tell you, marriage with you will never work. Marriage is hard as shit already. And if you have the expectation that because they love you, they will just change, they will just be different, no. We are like evolving human beings with processors that carry every experience we've had, every core memory from when we were young. And we can't just change those responses and those behaviors overnight. It just doesn't happen. So if you know you're not mature enough or secure enough to be with someone who has trauma response or baggage that you don't like, that doesn't work for you, then you need to be emotionally mature enough not to get in that relationship. Period. Because love does not fix shit. If it did, there'd be no divorce. All right, anyway, I'm about to finish up and go shower, get ready for my day. But I love you very much. I hope that you find time to do something for yourself today. I hope you find time to move your body. Do something that makes you feel good. I love you. Have a great, great day.